Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to audit our lives, which I think is such an important step before we enter this new year, because we want to make sure that we know what are the things that are serving us and what are the things that we want to keep, and what are the things that is really holding us back and that we want to get rid of. The first step to us auditing our lives is to kind of like have a little lay of the land, to understand how are things right now as they stand. So what we're going to do is an exercise called the Wheel of Life, which is basically where you're going to rate the different areas of your life. The Wheel of Life is very personalizable as to which areas and categories of your life is important to you, but this is how I am going to do mine. So my three main categories are relationships, career, and health, right? And then what I'm going to do is to divide those three categories into three subcategories for each one, and I'm going to rate those three subcategories. I got really inspired by Ali Abdal's. I think that his Wheel of Life and his explanation is just brilliant, so I'm definitely going to link his video down below. Make sure you check it out. So for instance, for relationship, I'm going to divide it into romance, family, and friends. And then for health, we have mind, body, and soul. And then for career, we have career, growth, and money. And then what you're going to do is to rate each subcategory from 1 to 10. Where do you think you stand on each subcategory? All right. This gives you a good overview of how things are looking at right now in your life. Next, what he does and what I think is really brilliant is he adds this joy factor on the side, and he rates that as well. So this is just basically telling you how happy you are with the state of things as they stand right now. So for instance, if you look at your Wheel of Life and you notice that in the area of career, you're a bit lower than the other areas, but your joy factor is 8 on 10. That means that maybe the area of career in your life is not that meaningful and that does not really impact your happiness. I think that's really insightful, right? So at the end of the day, the goal of this exercise is for you to really identify the areas of your life where, if you work a little bit more on them, it might contribute to increasing your overall happiness. So maybe your, joy factor is a 7 out of 10. And you notice that, on the relationship side, your relationship with your family is a little bit lower than you would want. And I don't know, maybe on the health side, your mental health is also a little bit low. So that means that maybe, if you work on those two areas, that could really impact positively your overall happiness. You get the gist, but yeah, what we want at the end of the day is really to increase your overall happiness. I think that is everyone's goal in life, I think we also get confused a lot of times as to what is going to contribute to living a very fulfilling life. And very often we realize that it is not money. Money might be just a means to an end, but the end goal is very often just happiness and joy in your life. Now that we have a very clear overview of how things are standing in our lives right now and how, happy or not we feel about that, we're gonna go and really audit every single memory, event, and person in our life to see if they're really contributing or if they're just holding us back altogether. The way to do this is you're going to draw two columns. One is going to be the negative column and the other one is going to be the positive one. And by the way, this exercise was, I think, done by Tim Ferriss originally. I think this is where I got it from. I'm not sure. But so what you want to do is to have your camera roll under your eyes, but also your calendar, and really go through that month by month to kind of jog your memory as to what happened and what, contributed to your happiness or not. I think that a year goes by so fast and there's a lot that we don't remember. So these are really good reminders. And what you're gonna do is to classify events, people, and everything else into either positive or negative. All right, so I'm gonna have a look at how my year went and we're gonna do this exercise at the same time. So We started this year by moving to Bali. This was moving back to Bali. This was obviously a very, very positive experience for me. I remember feeling super, super happy because the environment here is just much more conducive to like my productivity in general. It inspires me a lot more, but also it is much easier for us to meet people that are similar to us and that contribute to making our lives more full. So I was very happy about that. I also got a new pet tortoise, and I remember how I was just like super happy to have to care for something else. It just made our life very fulfilling in a way. And then unfortunately we had a much more negative experience, which was that our house got broken into and a lot of stuff were stolen from us, and that really really, I mean, we were like down bad for like a month, not only because we lost a lot of things, but also the fact that people had come into our homes just felt like such an intrusion. And it really also ruined our experience in this home that we live in. Somehow we did not feel safe anymore. And yeah, it just ruined it for us. The next thing that I see is that, yeah, a lot of dinners, a lot of like new friends. I was doing a lot of workshops and activities with new friends. And I remember that I was just like super happy to meet new people, especially people that were very similar to me. And then we traveled a lot. We had little weekend getaways, which was also very fun, romantic getaways to just like connect and make our bond stronger. My cousin wedding, which was a big event where all my family was reunited, and that felt also very good because we live in different parts of the world, and it had been like a lot of years since I hadn't seen some of my cousins. So just being reunited with them just felt really, really special. Then came my wedding, and along with that, a bunch of things that I had to take care of, a bunch of administrative things that are, I guess, not the fun part, but, I had to do them. And that had caused a little bit of anxiety sometimes. Pre-wedding events that were so fun, like my bachelorettes, just spending time, like quality time with my girlfriends. And then the wedding obviously being highlight of my life, and post-wedding events, which was still fun. And then we had like post-wedding blues because a lot of our friends had flown into Bali, friends and family had flown into Bali. So all of a sudden I remember like everyone was leaving in the same week, and the mood was just like over. The wedding was just over, and realized that this event that we had been planning for so long was over, and now we had to go back to our lives. And that definitely felt, I did feel a little blue about that. And then I also had then like the fact that everyone had left. I felt like I had to start from scratch again to make new friendships, because also it was the like summertime here in Bali, so everyone was traveling abroad, and I was like, oh my god, I don't have anyone to go to lunch with, or to hang out or go to cafes, etc. And I was like, oh, I need to start and like network again. And that was fun, but also that was very intense. And I remember there was this 1 week where I just had like a lot of social engagements and commitment in 1 week, and definitely felt overwhelmed by that. Although I know it was necessary for me to meet new people and to put myself out of my comfort zone, very necessary. But yeah, at the end of the day, I did feel very drained. So now I know that, going forward in my next year, I do need to set some boundaries regarding that I do not want to have more than like 2 or 3 social engagements per week, because otherwise I am not able to focus on other things that are equally as important in my life. But also it is a lot of energy that I need to put forward. And so, yeah, maybe not always the best. And then, well, I'm not going to go through all my year because obviously there's a lot there. But one of the things that I want to say is that this is a great way for you to assess the different events, the different people, the different things that are in your life, and to see how they make you feel, right? Like either they made you feel very positive, or they left kind of like a bitter feeling behind. And that is kind of like how you know what you want more and what you want less of for next year. So I talked about the social commitment parts and that I want to set more boundaries around that. Another thing that I did learn from doing this exercise was that at some point this year, I remember just having like such a great momentum when it came to like my routine and, creating and posting content. And I just felt very proud and very fulfilled by that. But then a lot of times I would just let life get in the way of things, to be honest. And I would put that on the back burner and then feel very bad about myself. So now I know, and I'm going to keep that in mind, that taking care of my priorities actually left me feeling really, really good about myself. And I want to remember that and honor that for next year. And the same way that you are auditing the events, the things in your life, it's so important that you also audit the people in your life, because you know what we say, you are the people that you surround yourself with. So, make sure that you're really curating your environment when it comes to the people that you're hanging out with and the people that you're getting close to. Make sure that you align in terms of values, in terms of life's aspirations, because I think they are going to impact you so much. I'm sure that you've noticed it already, but whenever you'd be hanging out with someone, like a lot of times, it will happen that you might start saying things the same way that they do or do things the same way that they do. So make sure that what you are copying is good and that you admire it, because it will be kind of a shame for you to pick on someone mannerisms that you really don't like that much. So you know what I mean? Just make sure that you are listing out all the people that you hang out with and evaluating, how much of a relationship you want to have with them going forward. There's nothing wrong in creating a little bit space or making yourself less accessible to people that are ultimately draining your energy and not making you feel that good about yourself. No one is going to reward you for hanging out with someone that is really just causing you a lot of hurt. So yeah, set your boundaries and make sure that you are clear on the relationships that you want to keep and grow for next year. Now that you have audited the different things in your life, it's time that you audit yourself. So the way that we're going to do this is we're going to do this exercise called present me versus future me. I have been doing this exercise for 3 years now, and I got it from De Lavandere by Eileen. And I just think it's just brilliant. It's a great way to manifest the person that you want to become, but also do an inventory of who you are right now, and have kind of a hard look at where you are and what is working and what is not working so much. So what you're going to do is to maybe have a double page, and on one page you'll have present me and the second page you'll have the future me, right? The present me is you, how you are right now, the good, the ugly, and the bad. Everything goes on there, no shame. Just, like you were looking at yourself in the mirror, what would you write? And then you have the future me, which is how you would like to describe yourself in a year's time. So on the present me side, you might write things like, okay, distracted, always on your phone, super caring with my friends, maybe too giving with XYZ, or drinks too much coffee, eats too many sweets, snacks too much, or I don't know, watch too much TV, or very stylish. Don't fall in the trap of just criticizing yourself, which is, at first what I had been doing. Also write the good things about you that you really enjoy and appreciate about yourself that you want to carry to the next year, all right? And then the future me just reflects the person that you want to become in 1 year. And so that might be, I don't know, besties with my mom and my sister, because you want to strengthen that relationship. Maybe you want to be more elegant, so you're going to write something about that. Maybe you want to become the next Martha Stewart and really work on your baking skills. I don't know. Maybe you want to become super flexible. Maybe you want to work on your focus and you want to be okay, laser focus, super productive. You get what the idea is. Just write everything about that dream person that you want to be. I am constantly editing and curating my life because I just want to refine my skills and my personality trait in order for me to become this dream person, the person that I have always wanted and aspired to be. And yes, right now it's the end of the year, so obviously it is a great opportunity for us to dive deep into this sort of exercises. But do not wait until another year before you audit your life again, right? You should always be checking up on yourself because no one else will. I usually do this kind of like every 3 months. I do like a mini audit of my life, and I try to see how I can pivot if I need to, because before you know it, the year is gone. I mean, you've seen it with 2024. It's gone like this, and it's December again, and you look back on your year, you haven't achieved your goal, you are the same person that you were when starting this year, which there's nothing wrong with. But if we are aspiring to grow, and I am guessing if you are watching this video right now, you do want to improve your life in general, then you need to check up on yourself regularly. All right, I think that is it for my video on how to audit your life before 2025. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you found it valuable. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time and attention. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you soon for another one.